Good evening, CFT Nation. My name is Ray Roskis, and welcome to episode 3 of CFT Live. I'm here with English teacher and CFT president, Wendy Lockman. Wendy, how are you tonight?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing well. It's been a good week. We had a big meeting with a lot of members here, so that was good. SWAC meeting, where we talked about another local that's going through kind of the same thing that your local's going through.
And we brought signs.
We did.
And we want to recognize some of our brothers and sisters down south. How far is West Frankfort from us?
A couple hours south.
Okay.
Near Carbondale.
I drive by there periodically, but I haven't specifically been to their school district. I think there's stores down there, maybe shopping malls.
I don't know.
Okay. Anyway, we are here to support them. They've been working without a contract for a while, and we want them to know that the Cokia Federation of Teachers stands in solidarity with them.
For sure. Absolutely.
And Southwest Area Council. We've got tons of locals here that are posting stuff on our pages, and we're wearing shirts. And so we want you guys to know we're with you.
Absolutely. Going through the same thing your local's going through, just in a little bit of different circumstances. All right, so got a big show tonight. Cahokia teachers and staff. Teachers have been without a contract for 32 days now. Service workers and secretaries, it's been 87 days because their contracts expired at a different time.
It's a long time.
It is a long time, very long time. Podcast has been successful, really good. How you can make it more successful listening is like our posts. Like the podcast, share it to your own personal page, invite friends now, share it on your page so people see us. And the more word we get out, the stronger we're going to be.
There's also something new they can do. So Kevin helped us with something, and now we're available on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
So you can watch if you don't have Facebook.
So cheers to the podcast.
Cheers to the podcast.
All right. So let's get right into it, huh?
Yes.
So he was paid how much is the episode?
It is the episode, and we're really excited. There's a lot of excitement around this one.
There is a lot to share. We've kind of talked about this for a week now. We teased it last Monday. What has been the chatter in the schools with your members? A lot of guesses, people talking to you about who they think it is.
Well, people loved your teasers.
Okay.
So a lot of people were talking about those. And as I would walk, do my different rounds around the district, a lot of people tried to guess. Ironically, nobody even came close, but a lot of names were thrown out. And I ended up thinking it's very sort of sad in a way. It was fun to play the game, but it was sad that there are so many administrative salaries that people view as extreme.
Right.
And yet nobody guessed this one.
That's crazy.
It is crazy.
Yeah, there's a lot of high salaries. Well, that's interesting. So as we get into this, we've got 78 people on right now. We're going to kind of drag this out just a little bit more to build the suspense. Yeah. Let's talk about their bargaining team. Let's remind everyone what their bargaining team looks like.
So we have Curtis McCall Jr., superintendent.
Yep.
We have Stephanie Skurlark-Bell, who is our director of non-certified personnel.
Right.
Tanya Mitchell, deputy superintendent of instruction. Ed Hightower, consulting, and Barney Mendorf, their attorney.
That's them. Occasionally there's a board member or two, but that's been the main players in bargaining. Let's go back a little bit though before we reveal who we're talking about. Let's go back and talk about our second session of bargaining with the secretaries.
Okay.
We were here in the office.
Yes.
Do you remember kind of how that went down? Do you remember the comments that Mr. Mundorf made that set up the superintendent to say some things?
I do. So we were all together, our bargaining team, their bargaining team, and they had just presented us with the secretarial proposal. And for viewers, it's a lot like the one that we went through with teachers, but in some ways, I feel like it even cuts more stuff. It cuts job descriptions. It adds all kinds of extra things that were never there before that would really impact our secretaries. And we were trying to kind of digest all of these major cuts, just taking a sledgehammer to our contracts.
Yes.
And I do remember then the conversation. It started with the attorney.
He made some comments about the contract and how things had to come out, things were going to change. There was a lot of things in there that other contracts don't have, which you and I don't agree with.
We don't agree. He just kept saying, "This is good. You're going to have to get rid of this stuff."
Right. Yeah. But really, what I want to focus on is after he commented, the superintendent, really the first time he spoke in the 2 sessions that we had up till that point, he said a few things.
Yes.
Do you want to recap that, or would you like me to?
The part that I remember is the quote that we even used last time.
Mm-hmm.
But he talked about like how the contract language hadn't changed that much. And then he said that the contracts were greedy, or that our secretaries and the contracts were greedy, privileged, and protected. That's what I remember. There's more to it though.
Yeah, those were the 3 words. And, we didn't really address his calling the contracts and your members greedy, privileged, and protected, because we knew there was going to be a time and place to address it. And there will be. One of our shows is going to deal with who's really greedy, privileged, and protected. But after he said that, he talked about how, him being new, he was going to bring change to the district. And then the consultant spoke up. He hadn't spoken either. And we really didn't understand what Mr. Hightower was doing there. For those of you that don't know Ed Hightower, former superintendent of Edwardsville School District. He's been retired for quite a while now. He retired sometime before 2014, I believe. And he showed up in the district as a consultant to help the district build a new school.
Yes.
For some reason, he's experienced in building new schools, maybe when he was at the superintendent level in Edwardsville. I don't know.
Well, and then he just showed up at one of our bargaining sessions, and we were really thrown off, like, who's at the door?
Right.
Is that Ed Hightower?
Right.
Right.
And Ed said a few things that really made things get a little tense in our bargaining session.
I'll say.
Yeah. He said that Superintendent McCall is the man for the job, that he's doing great things, and that Ed Hightower, wouldn't be here if he didn't believe in Superintendent McCall, fully.
I remember all of this. Yeah.
Yeah. And then that's where things got a little heated.
Because you said some things back. You asked him, well, how much are you getting paid to be here?
Right. And he said he was doing it for free first. Then he said it was none of my business.
I remember that.
Do you remember what I said next?
That you were going to FOIA.
Yeah. I said it's going to be my business tomorrow when I FOIA. And we did. We FOIA'd.
We did.
At that point, though, the attorney asked for a break. We took a break. And that's kind of the situation as it unfolded. So in case they haven't figured out who we're talking about our friend, Dr. Ed Hightower. That's what this show is going to focus on. So I did FOIA. Like I said, I was going to the next day. We looked at a FOIA, and on screen is the FOIA. Again, being fully transparent, we're going to show you documents and have proof of everything we say. So the first thing I FOIA'd 3 things. Any and all contracts for services between 187 and Ed Hightower, or any business or entity with which Ed Hightower is or has been associated. Second thing I FOIA'd any and all invoices submitted to the district by Ed Hightower or any business or entity associated with him.
And then you asked for how much?
Yep, that's number 3. Any and all records of payment made by the district to Ed Hightower or any business associated with him.
We didn't get a response though right away.
No, it's like anything else with the district. They typically kind of ignore. We have to typically respond a second time. So I sent a second request, and this time basically said, we haven't received your information from the FOIA. You had 5 business days. You're 2 days late. Please submit it by the close of business. That solicited a response.
Okay.
And eventually we got the FOIA.
We did.
Mm-hmm. We were kind of shocked when we got the FOIA.
I was floored.
Yeah, Florida's, we were speechless, I say.
I think we still somewhat are.
I think so too. Kevin, you want to pull up the first response on the FOIA? All right, so what you're seeing is a contract entered into between Ed Hightower, his company, and the district. So I'm going to point out just a few things. It's a pretty long contract. We're not going to go through the whole thing, but just point out the first highlighted yellow section there in the third paragraph. Basically, that says that this is on a non-exclusive basis, which means this isn't his only gig.
He can make other money from other people doing other things.
Yep.
This isn't a full-time job for him.
Not a full-time job. Next page, Kevin.
So he can also, under some of these highlighted sections, he can devote as much time as he wants to this. He doesn't have to work a certain number of hours.
Correct. Yeah. Just to do the job and to get it done, I guess.
So much different than the contracts I'm used to seeing from the district, by the way.
So much different than what the district holds you to.
Yeah.
Next page, we're going to get to compensation. There's an exhibit B that talks about compensation, but it's also interesting with the amount of money that this contract is worth, that 2.3 in the bottom, he can submit for expenses.
Nice. So if he wants to submit mileage and things of that nature, it's all included here.
Mm-hmm. Let's see, a couple pages. There you go. So just so people don't think we're doing anything that's improper, 4.1 at the top of the page, this says agreement that's not confidential. So basically this paragraph between him and the district says that this contract is public. It can be FOIA'd. You can assume that it's going to be out there. So there's nothing confidential in this contract.
It says no expectation of privacy.
Right. Couple more pages, typical stuff. Sexual harassment policies got to go through a background check, non-discrimination clause, those types of things that are in every contract. And then the last page of the first section, just want you to see that Ed Hightower signed this as the signator for EEH Consulting on April 30th of 24. And the superintendent, Curtis McCall Jr., signed it on the same date as the district.
Yes.
So both of them entered into this agreement.
Then we get to Exhibit A, and this...
Next page, Kevin. Thanks.
This is going to sort of outline a general description of the project and some of the services that Mr. Hightower would be expected to do. So we get, coordinating with district's professional team members, enhancements to the road on 157.
Right. And he's not doing this himself.
No.
He's just kind of facilitating. They hired him to be, say, a project manager is kind of the term. On the next page, basically it says that his consulting firm will ensure that the architects and contractors perform their service obligations with the contract. So he's basically overseeing the project.
He is, but he's not the contractor.
He is not.
Or the architect.
No, neither one of those. Not doing any of the work.
Right.
Yep. Working as frequently or infrequently as he wants.
Turning in expenses if he does.
Yep. There's some pre-construction duties listed in the contract, typical things you would think of, with designing the project. He's overseeing kind of that as the architects do it. There's a construction phase. So he's working with a general contractor, kind of overseeing the construction part. This is a 2-year contract, by the way, I should point out. Two full years from May or April of 24 through 26.
That's important to know.
It is important to know, yeah.
Okay, and then there's some for the at the end of the project, and special services that he will provide.
Yep. there you go. So basically, he's going to work with a general contractor and basically oversee the project. I've talked to a few superintendents that have built buildings, and they have done this kind of thing with the architects, with the general contractor, kind of overseeing the production and the construction. It does also say here that EEH is a licensed attorney, accountant, or architect, and no advice given hereunder shall be interpreted as professional, legal, tax, accounting, or architectural advice by owner or any other of its agents. So basically, he's helping build a building with his expertise, which is, he's sold to the district, I guess. Before we go further, we're going to get to Exhibit B, which is how much he was paid. Any comments, Kevin, yet that we're talking about? Here's what I would like to do. Those of you listening, now that you know that it's a 2-year contract, it's like a $90 million project, right? Give or take. Mm-hmm. In the comments, I want you to try and guess what you think Dr. Ed Hightower was paid for a 2-year contract.
Yeah.
So throw in the comments what you think he was paid, and let's see if anyone could get close or guess it.
Do you remember when you called me? Because you saw this first.
I did.
And you posed this question to me. And do you remember I was way off?
You were way off. Yeah.
And I kept trying to guess. And you kept saying no.
$250K. What else do we got, Kevin? $4 million. $15 million. 20,000. Okay, so it's all over the place. Mostly in the hundreds of thousands, though, that I'm seeing. There's a few.
So I see one of my good friends put 150,000. I see another one of our retirees has $500,000. They're way off.
They are off. They are off.
A few people are close. I will say some people have guessed.
Yeah.
I've seen a couple folks.
All right. Terry Etling was close.
Terry Etling was close. Hey, Terry Etling.
So let's pull up the next page, Kevin. One more. So Ed Hightower is being paid a total of $1.8 million for this project. That's $1,800,000 for 2 years of work. 4 payments, Wendy.
Mm-hmm.
First payment, 30 days after the board receives funding of $500,000. They cut him a check.
It's a nice payday.
Uh-huh. Second check, September 1st of 2024, shortly after the first check of $400,000.
Then on June 1st, 2025, he gets another $500,000.
And then July 15th, 2026, another $400,000. Totaling $1.8 million. I will say this as well. In addition, I knew that Mr. Hightower was also working with Venice School District doing the same thing. So I FOIA'd Venice for the same information. And Dr. Hightower made a nice $400,000 from a $20 million project in Venice as well. So almost $2.5 million for 2 projects going to his consulting firm is outrageous.
It's a lot of money.
Let's look at the payments, Kevin. Can you pull up the next graphic? So what you're looking at here is the invoicing and payments. Again, fully transparent. We want to show you the proof that we have and how the district's spending their money. So he's been paid 3 times so far. He's due a 4th. The first one you're going to see is installment 2, approved by CM, which is Curtis McCall. $400,000 for this installment. Next page, Kevin. So that was his invoice, and here's the payment. Payment was made to his checking account for EEH Consulting in the sum of $400,000 on September 9th of 2024. Mm-hmm. You want to take this one, or?
So this is another invoice, and you'll also see that it is approved by Mr. McCall. and I didn't pull mine up,
Yep.
but it's for $500,000 also.
Yeah. It was dated April 30th of 24, and this was installment 1.
EH Consulting, $500,000.
Yep, $500,000 paid out May 8th of 24.
Mm-hmm.
And the third payment was May 13th of 2025, another $500,000, installment 3 of 4. Next page, payment from the district. Oh, that one was approved by Curtis McCall as well. And then the last page, the payment was made $500,000 to his checking account, EEH Consulting.
And again, we were getting this information not long after that bargaining session when we were in disbelief and shock over all these drastic cuts that apparently have to happen to our secretaries in our bargaining unit,
Mm-hmm.
who were called greedy, privileged, and protected. And the person who kind of attacked them didn't want to disclose how much he was making.
I wonder why. So let's just, for fun,
Okay.
put all this in context.
Yes.
Okay, so let's talk about what a first-year teacher makes in Cahokia. What does that look like? 43,872, I think, is the yep. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
43,872. Can you pull the rest of that up, Kevin? Can you make it? Oh, all right. Let's go back one. I don't know why the bottom isn't showing, but that's okay. 43,872 is a first-year teacher.
Mm-hmm.
How many first-year teachers could have been hired with Ed Hightower's $1.8 million? And I think they already saw it. Kevin pulled it up. Pull that one up for us, Kevin. 41 new teachers could have been hired with his $1.8 million payday.
It's a lot of new teachers. The good that could do in our classrooms, the support our students would get from all that extra help and support, it's shocking.
Yeah, it really is. And it's funny that the superintendent keeps saying what's good for kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
What good could 40 new teachers do? 41 new teachers. It's endless the support they could have.
And I don't dispute that we needed a new high school.
Yeah.
We're not saying that at all. And we understand that you have to pay people to do those things. But
Correct.
But 1.8, yeah.
1.8,
that's a lot of money.
it is. Let's take this a step further. So that was a 2-year contract, right? We're asking for a 3-year contract, okay?
Yes.
But if you look at the same 2 years, if we ask for a 2-year contract, the first 2 years, what does that cost for the teachers? Well,
We did the math.
we did the math. Ed Hightower's $1.8 million payout costs more than all of the teacher proposal for 2 years.
It's about priorities.
It's about priorities. And this goes to, it's about fairness. It's about where you want to spend your money, and where he should be spending the money is the people that support kids. And it's the teachers and staff.
And it's about respect. I mean, we felt so amazed at the comments that we faced and the proposals that we've faced.
Right.
And then we get this.
Right. Yeah. It's kind of crazy. I think we're at that time in our show that you know what time it is.
I do know what time it is.
Calling you out.
So this time from calling you out, we had an interesting bargaining session the other day and an interesting conversation.
We did.
And we learned that Mr. McCall was not happy about parts of our podcast.
He was not. In particular, he was not happy with something I say.
That is true. Well, and
the members.
And our members, he was not happy with some stuff our members said. So when we went through some proposal stuff, and then their attorney decided to talk to us for a couple of minutes.
Right.
And do you remember how he kind of started, like something about he wants to keep things fair, he wants to be on the same playing field.
Right. And he really mentioned two things that he wanted to talk about. The first one was something that I end the show with, and it's "We're coming." And he kind of brought that up, that I'm threatening the superintendent, that he had the quote wrong. He actually said, "When you say we're coming for you, McCall," which isn't what I say. And then he talked about after that, it's a direct threat. He talked about when they were here and we had a rally and our members were chanting, "No contract, no peace."
And I've heard that multiple times.
Yeah. He wasn't happy with that at all.
No.
He asked if our members were going to be violent, if they were going to threaten anyone, physical harm. What does no peace mean?
He demanded to know what no peace
Correct. And I was getting ready to answer, and then the superintendent had some words that he wanted to say.
So we let him talk first because we
Sure.
wanted to hear from him. He doesn't talk a lot during negotiations. So we gave him the floor, and he said he felt threatened by this, and that he's actually receiving phone calls, people hanging up saying, "We're coming for you, McCall."
Right. And then he talked about he talked about how this can be taken in the streets. We're coming for you, McCall, which isn't what I say. But he said, in the streets, it can be taken as a threat. And in today's environment with all the murders and things, so he kind of finished, and then it was our turn. And I responded in a couple of ways. One, I asked them if they had done any research into what no contract, no peace means, or in labor terms, what "we're coming" means. And
you also set the record straight, because you didn't say.
Oh yeah, that's right.
What they said. They said you said one thing, and it's on tape. Like, we know what you say. Like,
I told them, if you're going to quote me correctly. And I don't say. I never said that "we're coming for you, McCall."
And you wouldn't.
I wouldn't.
No.
What I say is, "We're coming. Buckle up, Junior." That's what I say.
That's what you say.
Yep.
And just for the record, we don't condone any kind of violence. None of this was ever meant to be a threat. We're not people who make threats. This was just labor talk.
Correct. So I pulled up on my phone in the meeting, basically Google definitions of what we were talking about. So again, "we're coming" in labor terms. What does it mean? That we're actively pursuing a collective bargaining agreement through actions, through negotiations to get a fair contract. That's what it means.
That's what it means.
We're organizing, we're rallying our troops, we're here, and we're going to keep pushing back until we get a fair contract. That's exactly what it means.
Well, and the chant "no contract, no peace" that our members said in a rally outside a bargaining session. Again, a lot of people with a labor background would definitely know what that means, but it's the union strategy of when we're working without a contract, when one isn't in place. This approach allows unions to continue their activities and campaigns, picketing, negotiations, without that formal contract. And it emphasizes our right to organize.
Yeah, for sure. So let me be super clear.
Okay.
For Mr. McCall, since we know he watches. So our members aren't scared anymore. You've allowed us to strengthen them. You've allowed us to engage them in ways that we haven't through the negative bargaining that you're doing. So we aren't scared. They aren't scared, more importantly. And we are coming.
We stand together, and we deserve better. We're going to get better.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Well, that's your McCall you out.
That's your McCall. Okay,
all right.
So we got to go back to Ed Hightower.
We do. Yeah, a little break with the McCall you out, but back to Ed Hightower. There's more to the story.
It's an interesting story. We found some stuff when we were researching. So we try to do our homework. We try to bring facts. We try to bring transparency to the podcast. And we also learned that Mr. Hightower and his consulting group have made some contributions.
Mm-hmm. They have. The interesting part, though, when you look at, this is all public information, when you look at contributions by candidates, Ed Hightower was given the contract in April of 24, and in October of 24, he made a $1,500 contribution to the McCall campaign.
Yes, he did. And we also kind of learned something else about that. So he gives $1,500 to Curtis McCall, and I'm assuming this is senior.
It is, yeah.
Yes. And then we also noticed somebody else made a contribution from the same consulting group.
Yep, Joseph Jackson Jr. lists his occupation as consultant, and the employer is Hightower Consulting. Who's Joseph Jackson Jr.?
I believe he's an alderman for Cahokia Heights.
Correct. They make the contribution. It's received on the same day, October 18th, from both of them.
Mm-hmm.
So the question I have, and the question maybe the press should be asking, is who else is working for Ed Hightower and his consulting firm? That's an interesting question. We don't know the answer to that.
We don't.
But it should be something that maybe the media asks Dr. Hightower.
And I wonder, are they connected to Cahokia somehow, Cahokia Heights or the school district?
Could be.
Yeah, that's what I would want to know too.
So interesting facts when you kind of just look around, and there's going to be a lot more on political contributions in another show, but
yeah,
we wanted to detail that out because it specifically dealt with Mr. Hightower.
Yes. So we also have some events coming up, some things that we want to highlight for our members, ways that you can get more involved and the way you can support us. So October the 6th at 6:30, there's going to be a Cahokia School Board meeting, and we're inviting everyone to come. We hope the community's there. We expect all of our members to be there.
Yep.
And we think there's going to be a huge turnout for this.
So what we did in advance of that, due to the last board meeting where we couldn't get in because we had a couple hundred people standing outside and they wouldn't let us into the boardroom, I sent the superintendent and the FOIA officer an email that basically said, we're asking for a change of venue to accommodate not only the community, but all of our members that plan on attending, so that they can actually participate in democracy the way democracy is supposed to happen.
Yeah, because I think at the last one, I know I was allowed in, but there was just a handful of us that were able to.
Yeah, there was about 12 or so, to be fair,
Mhm.
but there was probably 180 outside.
Right. So what else do we have in store?
What else? We have a social for our members on October 9th. Social coincides with our next live.
Our next podcast. So
So-
it's a watch party.
It's social from 3 to 7. We're going to do a watch party at 7. Our members can actually watch live together.
Mhm.
And we plan on going live to the watch party through a remote camera.
It's gonna be fun.
It's going to be fun. Yeah.
Yes. We need people though to like and share the podcast as much as possible. Keep sharing this on your page so that we're able to get this out to as many people as possible. So those are some of our events that we have planned just for the next few days. We also have a bargaining session coming up.
Bargaining sessions Wednesday. Yeah. Don't expect to get anywhere. That session's with the teachers. They're providing us with a proposal. We still don't have a financial proposal for the teachers yet. We've been bargaining since June, and they have not given us a financial proposal for the teachers yet.
So should we kind of wrap this up?
I think so. We're 40 minutes in, 35 minutes in.
So some of our big takeaways. Let's kind of like,
Reel this in?
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So Hightower, 2 years pay, a lot of money,
$1.8 million
plus expenses.
plus expenses
He can work any number of hours
to get the job
to
done.
get the job done. Pretty fair contract for him.
He could work for somebody else while he's working for that 1.8 million,
Yes, he can hold other jobs. It
Correct.
would be considered any kind of a conflict,
according to the contract.
right? For our secretaries, they're greedy and privileged and protected.
Correct. They are greedy, privileged, and protected,
Not according to us.
according to the superintendent.
Right. We feel that this fight that we're in for a contract is really just about fairness. We want to just keep hammering home. We just want fairness. We want contracts that support the work that we do, that respect the work we do, and that put our students first, not just staff, but our students. So
And respect.
we need to be able to retain people.
Right.
We can get them in the door sometimes, but we need a work environment where people want to stay. It's for kids. That creates stability in the school district.
Climate and culture, pay and benefits, it all keeps people and attracts people. The other thing that I want to point out that, you touched on his 2-year contract. I want to hammer home that 2 years of the teacher contract is less money than Dr. Hightower's 1.8 million. So put that in perspective. You have 300 teachers roughly.
Mhm.
300 teachers cost less than one person in a 2-year span.
Yeah. Goodness. We're also doing something this time that's kind of fun. We're going to recognize some people.
Yes, we are. We're adding a top weekly fans segment to the end of our show, and here you go. We have six top fans, and this is based on Facebook data with, you look it up and it tells you who your fans are and how they're engaging and things. So Carrie Lee, one of your members.
Yes, she's in my hallway.
She's top of the list.
I love that. I also noticed that Cindy Oberly-Dom, our good friend from Southwest Area Council and the IFT, she has been a champion for us this whole time, keeping our story alive, getting our message out there. Thank you, Cindy.
Absolutely. Aaron Reed,
My vice president.
your vice president.
Yeah.
Cheerleader for us. Great all-around person, and she's doing a great job as your VP.
Oh, she's amazing. I count on her for so much. Number 4 is a former coworker, Nicole Johnson, and she has been a crusader for a long time for the students of Cahokia.
Yeah.
She volunteers a lot of her time in the community. She cares a lot about our students, and she has been posting some stuff on Facebook about what's going on.
Yep. Ronnie LeClaire.
I love Rodney LeClaire. So he's another person I know from this list. He's a retiree, but he was a good union guy. He was on our negotiations team. I think you were on that one.
Yep.
Yep.
I love the picture of his dog.
We were going to use it. We haven't used it yet. Rodney, you may see your dog on one of our future broadcasts.
And then, funny enough, number 6
Yeah.
is one of my son's friends, Scott Stelsley.
I didn't know who that was.
Yes, he has been talking about the show to everyone, and shout out to you, Scott, for being such a good fan.
I felt bad because I didn't think I was going to be able to talk about the last.
Yeah, nope, that's all me.
Okay.
Actually, he took a picture with me the other day holding up the show on his iPad.
That's great.
Yeah.
Thanks, Scott. Okay, well, is it time for parting thoughts?
I think it is. We're 40 minutes in, so we're under our time limit, so let's do parting thoughts.
Okay, so another thing to celebrate is our membership rosters. We are 4 members away from hitting 400 members for the CFT, and that is a huge organizing accomplishment. That is the hard work of our members, but I also have to thank somebody kind of unusual for this giant increase in our union involvement. Thank you, Mr. McCall. I think that every time something bad happens with our negotiations, I get new members, and I'm thrilled. Glad to have them. Welcome to the CFT. Everybody that has signed a union card recently, we're glad to have you. It's a great organization. The social is partially to welcome you.
Yeah, and in what I do for a living, in organizing, those of us that do that work, we always say the best organizer is a bad boss. So he's helping you.
I didn't think it was going to turn out that way, but it has been really gratifying to see our rosters improve so dramatically.
Yeah.
So.
All right. So my parting thoughts, I guess.
Yeah.
We're going to do it. Superintendent McCall, we're coming. Buckle up, Junior.
Buckle up.